Check the mic and make sure it sound right.
Remember, this is the point of maximum financial opportunity. Keep in mind, this is the market psychology. This is the masses. This is how they think. This is how they react. And let's face the reality here. Most people lose money because for somebody to have 10% gains, somebody collectively or individually had to have 10% loss. So for the phenomenal numbers that we're looking for us to see a 2x, 3x, 10x, 100x, collectively there must be a group of people who lost that much money. So we don't want to be those who panic and capitulate, get angry and depressed and lose because we sold out. No, we don't. We want to do more like this, going against the crowd. Contrarians, as the name implies, try to do the opposite of the crowd. They get excited when an otherwise good company has a sharp but undeserved drop in share price. They swim against the current and assume the market is usually wrong at both its extreme lows and highs. The more prices swing, the more misguided they believe the rest of the market to be. Folks, I am not ashamed to say I'm a contrarian investor. I do not follow the crowd. If you remember, in my previous video from Twitter, I told you point blank, my thoughts are not mainstream because, see, the mainstream are subjected to this. And we, here at DK, will talk about it, hopefully, are not. Are we alone? And I'll answer that question here in a minute. Are we alone? You might like the company that we keep. Hi, I'm DK Will, and this is DK Will Talk About It. But first I want you to take a look at the XRP chart, because if you take a look at the XRP chart as it is today on COINMARKETCAP, you will see that it looks very similar on a micro level to this. It looks very similar to this. And the purpose of this video here today is to go over some of the recent goings-ons and to offer my perspective on perhaps a good way to look at what's really going on when you peek behind the scenes. But I want you to keep something in mind before we identify who we are not alone with. Keep this in mind right here. Market manipulation. Artificial inflation or deflation of the price of a security. Keep in mind too, it says a security, which we know XRP has been deemed not to be a security on the secondary market. And I will hopefully show how that good news is just as much bad news for retail investors who don't embrace the spirit of what this video is all about. So what is market manipulation? It refers to artificial inflation or deflation of the price of a security. Anytime I say security here, say XRP, not because it is a security, but because it isn't. Also known as price manipulation or stock manipulation, it involves the literal manipulation of a financial market for personal gain. It means influencing the behavior of the securities with the XRP, we'll say, with the intent to do so. And we will find out that those we are in company with are very likely the ones who are doing just this. How so? I will let that prior video, which is Blood in the Streets, Don't Panic, you might want to look it back in my videos and find it and watch it. I will let it answer the question, how so? Because it brought out another point that is going to be a foundation for explaining where I'm coming from on this video to encourage us to stay steady and hold on. Are we alone? Well, I asked the question on Bing, are crypto whales buying? Are crypto whales buying? And the answer is yes. And speaking on the primary recommendation, keeping in mind I am not a financial advisor. I'm DK Will, and this is DK Will Talk About It. But crypto whales are accumulating XRP after a recent price increase. This article is just a day old. So do you think the crypto whales know something that we don't know? Well, according to sentiment, they apparently do, because they are accumulating, not selling. So if we're going to follow the money, and in prior videos I asked, who are the whales? The banks, financial institutions, the really big money. They're accumulating. So while the market cycle is falling prey to this type of thinking, we need to fall prey to this type of thinking. And we need to be thinking more of, if at least, hodl, hold on for dear life. And if you're in a position, this might be your opportunity for maximum financial growth. Okay, now let's try to put together this burger, take a big bite out of it that I'm trying to put together. We all know about the recent ruling for XRP and Ripple, that XRP is not a security, based on this Thursday, July 2023 article that's in the National Law Review from today. And it poses the question, will there be a ripple effect? I'm in the room with Bogey, y'all. Forgive me. Bogey, don't start. A federal judge rules that some cells were not securities. Or which cells? Of course, we all know. Sales of XRP and its affiliates to the general public through anonymous exchanges did not constitute sales of securities. That's us, people. That's us. Now keep in mind, the whales have been accumulating. Keep in mind market manipulation. And keep in mind where we are in the psychology of the market. Because many were looking for their moon date. So somebody wants you to be discouraged. Stop, Bogey. Because see, it didn't moon, did it? And so if you are not savvy and you're not one of those old schoolers like myself and many others who have been holding on for years already, you might have taken your money and run. Because keep in mind, follow the money means follow the banks are the whales. And they need XRP for the system. We don't. We need it for our own personal wealth and livelihoods, generational wealth, maybe. So the only place they can get it is where? The only place they can get it is from us, people. And so if they can shake that carpet on that psychology of the market and make you let go, they get it cheap. Remember, they've accumulated enough. They've accumulated enough XRP to manipulate the price of the market. You see this November 22 article, which the other one was September 22 in the prior video. Whales buy XRP price dip and adds 129 million XRP. That's just a scrape of the surface, folks. Don't forget, banks and financial institutions own it and will need it for the movement of cross-border money. They're global. We are not, folks. So the whales have been on a buying spree, and now they can impact the market. And that because of this ruling, remember, it's good news and it's bad news. Because of this ruling here that the sales are not securities, well, if they're not securities, then the Securities and Exchange has no jurisdiction over it. And therefore, if they do things like market manipulation, they haven't violated anything. So covertly, they are protected, and in their protection, what they are doing, having accumulated, is shaking it away from the retail hands, because that's the only place they can get it. Continuing this line of thought, today. Massive 563,571 XRP token shift by whale. One whale, not a bunch of whales. What do you call a pod of whales? So they are in tune, folks. It says XRP surged nearly 100% in the past week, marking its highest performance. That looks good. But is XRP worth far more than that? Absolutely yes. And as you can see, based on this July 20th, 2023 article, the whales know it's worth far more than that. XRP set for a price explosion amid Ripple's expectations for $250 trillion in cross-border payments. Now, how much of that cross-border payments are we little fellows going to have a part in? Minimal. Send a few bucks overseas if you have overseas family. No, it's the whales. It's the banks. It's the institutions. It's the big fish who need it, and they can only get it from the little fish. And so, folks, we are the kid in the playground where the bully is going to try to beat you up and take your lunch money. And they're going to try to do it with things like market manipulation. I thought I had it up there for you, but I don't, so we're not going to see it. There it is, for market manipulation and the psychology of the market. Okay? And this article says here, according to Ripple, blockchain and crypto technologies are attracting the interest of global financial executives. Let me give Bogey a piece of pizza. Shut him up. There we go. As they present a potential solution to modernize the underlying infrastructure of international payments. A recent report by Ripple Labs reveals that 44% of survey respondents expect payments to be the biggest driver of crypto adoption, with cross-border payments being a top use case for XRP. And so, folks, I'm going to pat myself on the back and say that I've been stressing DeFi coins to you for now. I can say for years, since it's been about 2 years. And now's time coming to hold in there and to benefit from it. But not a single one of us is going to be hanging around to benefit from it if we allow the psychology of the market to take us out through any of these things here on the bottom. No, we want to stay right here where we're optimistic. We want to have a firm belief in what we have invested in so that we can experience the thrill of that rise. And if you go through euphoria, enjoy it. But certainly don't get complacent, because this time around, make sure to take some life-altering profits. Yes, this National Law Review is interesting reading for those who are inclined to do that, but the key point we're taking away from it is that the sales to the general public did not constitute sales of a security. So as a consequence, we're not subject to the protections of the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, against market manipulation. If the whales want to buy and sell big doses to affect the price, I guess they're going to be okay to do it. See, that's something the general public will not be aware of. And are they affecting the price? Well, it certainly seems so right now, doesn't it? It absolutely certainly seems so right now, but it's designed to shake you out. That's all it's designed to do. So what does that mean? Have a value in mind. Have a goal in mind. Have a worth in mind. Have a plan in mind. Don't let emotions jack you up, because if you let your emotions jack you up, you're going to start making bad decisions. Because we can rest assured that it absolutely is set for a price explosion. But they want to take away every belief system you have that that's going to happen. They want to wait you out because they want to get it cheap, because they need it and you don't. You want it. then hold on to it until you get what you want for it. I'm DK Will, and this is DK Will Talk About It. And I've talked about it. Have a wonderful day.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right.